Hi, this is Jacqueline Walker, the Financial Literacy Counselor here at the University of Houston. Today I'm here to talk to you about taking charge of your success. What we would like for you to get out of this presentation is to really think about not only your academic success, but your financial success as well during your time here at the university. Okay. All right, so today we're going to talk about your next steps in creating your financial plan and taking charge of your success. So step one here is to create your academic plan and enroll in courses. You're going to be doing this with your academic advisors within the next day or so. Step two is going to be to apply, complete, and accept your financial aid. We'll talk more about FAFSA in just a minute. The third step, establishing your financial plan, is a very key step because we want to make sure that we're helping you reduce as much financial stress that you may have or may not have during your time here at the University of Houston. Number four is to make payment arrangements before the deadline, which is very, very important. I'll talk about that in a minute. And communication is key. Got to read your UH emails because any information that we need from you, we will communicate that to you through your UH email. All right, so your myUH Self-Service Center. So most of you should be very familiar with the myUH. One key thing that you're going to always want to make sure that you're doing is to view your to-do checklist. At times there may be items like verification documents or your immunization records that are needed, especially if you're looking into getting enrolled for the next term. So you'll want to make sure that you check that to-do list and upload any documents that are required. The FERPA document is where the student gives a family member, a parent, gives somebody else access to their student information. So in the event that you may want mom or dad or family member to call scholarships and financial aid in regards to your financial aid, we will verify that you have that FERPA on file. If you don't, we won't disclose any of the information to anybody but the student. Verification is sometimes required, especially, if you're doing your FAFSA, and there's some information that we need to verify. So the Department of Education is going to ask for verification of documents. You will know if you are selected because it will show up on your to-do checklist. You should also be able to enroll in classes, and we now have what's called Schedule Planner, which your academic advisor should review with you as well to help you really look at your classes to make sure that they fit the schedule that you are needing to have. You can view and accept your financial aid and also know what you owe when you log into myUH. It's very important that you know what you owe. You can also set up payment plans, apply for book loans, set up your refund preferences, and apply for parking permits. So inside the Welcome Center, you're going to see various offices and services. So the two that I really want to talk to you about is Student Business Services and Scholarships and Financial Aid. So scholarships and financial aid is responsible for processing your FAFSA. They award merit and need-based assistance and can answer all questions regarding your financial aid status. Student Business Services is responsible for the billing of tuition and fees. So if you have questions regarding a certain fee that's on your tuition or your student bill, or questions about payment plans, Student Business Services is where you're going to want to go. It's very important that you know the difference between these two offices because it can get confusing, and we want to make sure that we are respectful of your time and get you to the right department. FAFSA, which is your free application for federal student aid. Like I mentioned earlier, hopefully all of you have already applied for your upcoming FAFSA. So we're looking at 2017-2018 FAFSA, which will cover the fall of 2017, spring of 2018, and summer of 2018. If you have the option when you're applying on the FAFSA website to use the IRS data retrieval tool, definitely select that because what it's going to do is it's going to send the information from your taxes that you sent to the IRS, and the IRS will send them directly to the University of Houston. This will save you time, especially if verification is required. And once again, if verification is needed, you will be sent an email via your UH email. For 2017-2018 TASFA students, which are House Bill 1405 and State Bill 1528 students, those of you who fall under this already know that. You can find the application on the UH website and make sure that you turn in that TASFA application as soon as possible. And then once again on myUH, make sure that you accept or decline any financial aid awards that have been awarded to you. How to pay for college. So when you apply for your FAFSA, you will automatically get looked at any federal grants and then subsidized and unsubsidized loans. Parent Plus loans are optional, and that's also provided through the FAFSA application. Alternative loans will be those like private student loans, and then scholarships. I always get a lot of questions asking, how do I get more money for school? Scholarships is definitely the way to go. I know that it can be time consuming and you may have to write another essay, but definitely worth it, especially if you can get free money to help you pay for your classes. Other ways to pay is out of pocket. So e-check is an electronic check, which means that the university will debit your bank account and make that payment for your tuition and fees. You can also pay by debit or credit card or cash. If you would like to pay by cash, you do need to come inside the Welcome Center and visit the cashier's office to make that payment. Your financial plan. So this is very important. Hopefully you've actually sat down and talked with somebody, whether it's a family member or a parent, about creating your financial plan. We often get students that will come in and ask about how to manage their money, or how do they handle the refunds that they may be getting, or how are they going to make payments on their outstanding balance. So it's important for you to have that financial plan and know how you're going to pay for that Starbucks run, or to really make sure that you have enough money that's going to help you successfully go through the semester. So we do have a financial literacy counselor here at UH, and if you would like, you can contact the financial literacy counselor at 713-743-9048, or you can email financialliteracy@uh.edu. Continuing on with that financial plan, one of the main reasons is that we want to talk to you about this today is because we really want you to understand what is going to be due when it comes to your tuition and fees. So when we look at our accepted financial aid, so when you apply for your FAFSA, you should have gotten an email from FAFSA stating what your estimated aid is going to be. So whether you got approved for Pell Grants, or if you have subsidized or unsubsidized loans, or any other scholarships or grants that are coming to you. So once you know what your total financial aid is, then you'll be able to subtract what you owe for tuition and fees, and then making sure that you also include housing if you plan on living on campus, meal plans, Cougar Cash, parking, and books. Right? So when you take your total aid and subtract what your total balance due is, it's either going to leave you with an amount that you need to pay out of pocket, or an amount that's going to be refunded back to you. So next we're going to talk about the amount that you pay out of pocket. So how much do I owe? So right here is an example of a semester budget worksheet that we have at the Financial Literacy Counselor's office. You should also be able to find this online. What we have here is, when you look at your semester worksheet, and you can do this on a basic piece of paper, is that you're looking at your total financial aid. So you see here there's grants, scholarships, student loans. So you're going to write down what you're getting in total financial aid. Right? Then you see there it says total anticipated semester income. So for this example, this student is getting $6,285 in total financial aid for the semester. Then you're going to look at my anticipated cost to attend. So remember, these numbers are just examples, not exact. So you'll want to make sure that you look on your myUH account to get your total tuition and fees. So if you look here once again on the anticipated cost to attend, you'll see the total tuition and fees, my estimated amount of what I'm going to spend for book supplies, maybe I need a new laptop, my on-campus housing charges, my meal plans and Cougar Cash, and then maybe a parking permit and any other optional fees that may show up as well. So if you look at here, you'll see fall spring option 1, 2, and 3. So the difference between options 1 and 2 versus 3 is that 1 and 2 are for maybe the student is looking to live on campus. So fall spring option 1 is going to show that this student's going to be living in Cougar Village 1 or 2, and that's what their total housing charge is going to be for the semester. Well, maybe they want to look at a lesser cost housing option. So they'll look at Fall Spring option 2, which would be Moody Towers. So as you can see, there's a difference already in the total anticipated cost to attend. Okay? Fall Spring option 3 is going to say, well, maybe since I'm local and I can possibly commute from home, maybe I don't need to live on campus, which would help reduce some of your cost. So that's where you'll see the difference in the total anticipated cost to attend. If you look at the very bottom of this worksheet, you're going to see that you'll have your total financial aid. So basically what we're doing is taking that aid, that $6,285, and plugging it in that first box. Then we're taking that total anticipated cost to attend and putting it in the second box and subtracting it. So as you can see here, Fall Spring option 1 is saying that I'm going to have to out of pocket $5,483. But if I decide to maybe commute, I'll have a refund coming back to me of $34. So this is why we want you to really look at your financial plan and make sure that your total aid or the total money that you're going to get, maybe you'll have family support or what have you, is really going to match up to what your needs are. Alright, so let's talk about payment plan options. So you have 3 different types of payment plans that you can look into, and the fourth one, the book loans, is optional. So the installment plan will take that total balance due. So on our previous example, you saw that we had an outstanding balance of a little over $5,000. So here, if we take that $5,000 and divide it into 4, that means that on my first payment due date, I'm going to owe $1,250. So installment plan takes that total balance due, making sure that you've already included your housing, your meal plan, Kugu cash, etc., along with your tuition and fees, and it's going to divide that total balance into 4 payments. Your short-term deferment is for on-campus housing students only. The university is going to give you a 45-day extension to pay your balance in full. So you would want to select the short-term deferment if, let's just say, in the event that maybe you have scholarships, or maybe you're still having your FAFSA application processed, or maybe you're a veteran student and waiting on your veterans benefits like post 9/11 bill or your GI bill or Hazelwood, and you're waiting for those payments to come in, you may want to just do an extension and not the installment plan. The emergency deferment is for off-campus housing students, so you're going to get an additional 90 days to pay your full balance on or before that deadline. So once you decide which installment plan you're going to choose, you will go onto myUH and select it. Remember that once you choose an installment plan or deferment, you cannot switch it. So make sure that you're looking at your financial plan and looking at these payment plan options to choose the best one that suits your needs. Book loans are optional. You can receive up to $400 for the fall and spring, and you have 60 days to pay your book loan back. More information about payment plans can be found at the website below. Deadlines. Now this is very important. You're going to want to remember that there is a full payment or first installment payment plan due date. So for fall 2017, your full payment or first installment payment plan is due August the 15th, 2017. So if you decide that you sign up for an installment plan, your first payment has to be due on August 15th. If you fail to make your first payment by August 15th, you will be dropped from your classes. So it's very important that you remember that. If you're signing up for the emergency or the short-term deferment, you'll have either 45 or 90 days past this first due date. And also you can learn more about billing due dates and the other due dates for the installment plan on the website below. Refunds. Now let's say that we do not have a balance owed. Maybe we're getting actually money returned back to us. Well, you're going to need to make sure that you log into myUH and set up your refund preferences. Every one of you new Cougs will be receiving that green envelope that you see at the bottom of the screen. This green envelope is going to be sent to you from a company called Bank Mobile. They're the ones that we use to process your refunds. So you can either activate the debit card that's in that green envelope, or you can go into myUH and select to have your refund either deposited into your bank account via direct deposit. So you have the two options, the debit card that comes in the envelope, or we can send it to your bank. But just make sure that you go up and set your refund. Some helpful tips. Make sure that you attend your classes. Yes, believe it or not, some of your professors, if not most, will take attendance. This is especially important because it can affect your GPA if you're not completing your courses and future eligibility for any financial aid. I have had students in the past come to me and say, hey, I only attended on test days, or I didn't complete 100% of my classes, and my financial aid got returned. So that's why it's important that you complete your courses, especially if you're accepting any federal financial aid. And before you do a course or term withdrawal, make sure that you speak to scholarships and financial aid to figure out if there's any federal financial aid that will be returned. And also speak to Student Business Services to determine if you owe UH for withdrawing from your classes. So in the event that you decide that you need to do a withdrawal, make sure that you talk not only to the registrar but these two other departments as well. We've also had students in the past where they've done a withdrawal and didn't realize that they still were responsible for the tuition and fees for that semester. So just make sure that you double check before you complete a withdrawal. Alright, communication is key. So once again, you gotta read your UH email. It is the official communication. So if we need to send anything out to you, maybe we're looking for documents for verification for your financial aid, maybe you're missing some transcripts or something, make sure that you're reading your UH email, because that's how we're gonna send notification to you. You can also go onto the UH website or check your myUH account for any additional information. You can always welcome to come see us in person at the Welcome Center, or you can call us on the phone at the Enrollment Services Call Center. Alright, and finally, so how are we going to take charge of our success? Well, you're going to create that academic and financial plan that works best for you. Remember, when you're talking with your advisors, make sure that the schedule that you're setting up is one that suits you and what you need to accomplish. Make sure also that you're looking at that financial plan to make sure that your finances are set so we can help eliminate any of that financial stress during the next 4 years here at the University of Houston. On myUH, make sure that you're enrolling in your courses, completing your to-do list, and accepting your financial aid. Very important that you accept the financial aid. I've had many students in the past as well forget to accept their financial aid and then wonder why they still have an outstanding balance. Well, you have to make sure that you go and accept it. Know your important dates and pay on time. Remember, you got to know when the due dates are. Read your emails, can't stress that enough. When in doubt, you can search UH.edu, and then you can also connect with us online on Facebook at UH Enrollment Services and also on Twitter at Enroll@UH. Thank you for taking the time to sit through this presentation with me. Once again, we are really excited to have you here, and if you need any help or if you have any questions, definitely come see us in the Welcome Center. You can reach out to me again. My number is 713-743-9048, or you can email us at financialliteracy@UH.edu. Thank you for your time and have a great day.